So now we have benign lesions of larynx. First one is Reinke's edema, second one is vocal nodules, and third one is vocal polyps, and fourth one is recurrent respiratory papilloma. 4 different benign lesions of larynx. Let's repeat. First one is Reinke's edema, and second one is vocal nodules, and third one is vocal polyps. Second is nodules, and third is polyps, and fourth one is recurrent respiratory papilloma. In first, Reinke's edema, the most common cause of Reinke's edema is smoking, and other is faulty speech. And here we see boggy spindle shaped vocal folds. Vocal folds what shape? Boggy spindle shape, and leads to smoker's polyps and seen in females. And what is the treatment we will be giving to them? First line is we have to ask the patient to stop smoking, cessation of smoking, and stripping of epithelium from vocal folds. Why stripping of epithelium? It is non-keratinized stratified squamous epithelium which is coming from the superficial lamina propria. These are the layers of the vocal folds, so we have to do stripping of epithelium from the vocal folds. And this is 2-stage surgery, so done only one side at a time. So we have 2 sides, so one side at a time only we have to do. We should not do 2 at the same time. And the second one we have is vocal nodules. Vocal nodules you see mostly in the people who are using their voice for a long period of time, like singers, teachers, and the screaming people, etc. So see, vocal nodules also called as singers nodules and screamers nodules. This is due to chronic misuse of voice. Chronic misuse, remember the word chronic misuse of voice seen in singers and teachers. And this is bilateral and sessile. Sessile in the sense it is fixed to the layer. So bilateral and sessile, it is fixed. Most common site at the junction of anterior 1/3 and posterior 2/3. So anterior 1/3 and most posterior 2/3 are the most common site of junction. And clinical feature is hoarseness of voice. So what is the treatment we will be doing? We will be giving speech therapy to the patient, and we will be using PPI because PPI, this is the major contributor. And in early stages or in soft nodules, if the patient is having nodules which are soft or which are in early stage, so they are having soft nodules or early stages, then we will be doing speech therapy with PPIs. And if they are having hard nodules and late stage, if they are having in late stage and hard nodules, then we will be doing speech therapy with PPI and also surgery. So if it is soft and early, then we will be doing speech therapy and PPI. If it is hard or late, we will be doing along with the speech therapy PPI, we will be doing surgery also. And vocal polyps are single, unilateral and pedunculated. In vocal nodules, what we have in vocal nodules, we see it's bilateral and sessile, fixed. But in polyps, they are single, unilateral, one-sided only, and pedunculated. Peduncle will be there and moves with respiration. Whenever the respiration is there, the polyps which are there, it will be moving. So most common site in nodules and polyps are same, anterior 1/3 and posterior 2/3. This is cause sudden vocal abuse. Remember, vocal nodules, I told there is a cause chronic misuse of voice. Chronic means long period of time. Vocal polyps are sudden vocal misuse or sudden vocal abuse. And clinical features in nodules also hoarseness. Here hoarseness and diploponia means you hear the double voice, like a double kind of voice you will be hearing of yours. And what is the treatment? Microlaryngeal surgery you will be doing to the patient. And I am repeating again, vocal polyps are single, unilateral, pedunculated. Nodules are vocal nodules are not pedunculated, they are sessile and bilateral. This is pedunculated and moves with respiration, and site is same, anterior 1/3 and posterior 2/3, and causes sudden vocal abuse. And clinical features are hoarseness and diploponia, double voice. And treatment is microlaryngeal surgery. And recurrent respiratory papilloma, this is associated with human papillomavirus 6 and 11. And types, we have 2 types. One is juvenile type and one is adult type. In juvenile, we see multiple bilateral, stridor is positive and highly recurrent. And in adult, it is single, limited, unilateral, and doesn't reoccur after surgery. Once you do surgery, there is no reoccurrence in adults, and it is single. But in juvenile, it is multiple and bilateral. There is chances of reoccurrence. And see, vertical transmission is positive. So the statements can come from the recurrent respiratory papilloma. Statement 1 can be it is associated with human papilloma virus 6 and 11. It's true. Second, it can be about the one of the adult or juvenile. They will be giving it is bilateral, stridor positive, highly recurrent, etc. They can give there is vertical transmission is present in the recurrent respiratory papilloma in juvenile stage. Yes, that can be also statement. And they can give the only treatment we can do in juvenile recurrent respiratory papilloma is low tracheostomy. So these will be the statements. The fourth statement is wrong. It's not the only treatment. Only we do in emergencies. Low tracheostomy we will be doing in emergency only. Generally, tracheostomy is contraindicated in juvenile. And most common site is anterior part. So let's see, recurrent respiratory papilloma is associated with HPV 6 and 11 types are adult, which is limited single unilateral and doesn't reoccur after surgery, and juvenile is multiple bilateral, STIR positive, highly recurrent, vertical transmission is positive. Most common site is anterior part of glottis, and tracheostomy is contraindicated, should not be done, risk of spread, but in emergency we can do low tracheostomy. So we can do the treatment of CO2 laser excision, micro divider excision, which is newly preferred. Like right now they are preferring this. And medical treatment would be chemotherapy or photodynamic therapy, and interferon alpha can be given, which decreases the reoccurrence, because in juvenile we have reoccurrences more. So to decrease the reoccurrence we are giving interferon alpha. There is one more, it's a vocal cyst. Cyst in the sense the collection of fluid in the vocal cord, and the treatment we will be doing is microlaryngeal surgery. The same we are doing for vocal polyps also. The same microlaryngeal surgery, and differential diagnosis includes lipoma.